Immigration isn't a new concept, it's a necessity. And nowhere else is this more apparent than in countries built on immigration, countries like the United States of America and Argentina.
Argentina, just like the US, is a country built on immigration. Early in the 1800s and up until the early 1900s, the main immigration here in Argentina was Italian and Spanish, and a little bit German sprinkled in there. And now, in modern day history, the main immigration into Argentina is from local Latin American neighbors, Bolivia, Peru, Paraguay, and lately also refugees escaping the horror show that is Venezuela, that is Maduro's Venezuela, I should say. And tonight I have come to explore this vibrant culture of Argentina's food scene that we have today. As you can see, here we have a Bolivian man walking through. I'm in the street food market here with food from literally all the countries that have a history here in Argentina. So, with that said, let's dive into the culture of Argentinian food, of Argentinian immigration food.
In fact, Argentina welcomed more than 6 billion immigrants from Italy and from Spain. And this transformed the nation, not just culturally or economically, because with them they brought their food. So I thought, what more fitting than to kick off this food adventure with a traditional Spanish paella.
Check this out. We've got the mussels here. These massive mussels. We've got a piece of chicken over here, I think we've got a big shrimp here. We've got squid, we've got lime, we've got capsicums, we've got fresh parsley spread all over it. This looks absolutely stunning. Now, let's go ahead and dive into this. A good, nice big mussel there. A bit of rice. We sprinkle some lime on top of it. In true Spanish fashion. Oh yeah. That is next level stuff, man. I haven't had paella, any paella to be honest, since many years. Wow, this is stunning. If half of the food we're gonna find tonight is gonna be this good, I don't even know how I'm gonna walk home. Wow, let's try this shrimp here. Let's break right into it. Ooh, it's hot. But it is stunning. Look at that. It just comes right off. You peel it off. I love this thing about seafood. About shrimps, about mussels. It's like unpretentious. It doesn't look so nice necessarily at the first vista or whatever, but you open this up, you just sit there, you work with it. It's lovely hand-peeled food. There's a lovely connection between oneself and the food. Oh man, that is spectacular.
Venezuela, hermano.
¿Ustedes son de allá?
Sí, claro.
¿Desde cuánto tiempo están en Argentina?
Hace
6 años.
¿Conoce Venezuela?
No, nunca fui. Hasta Colombia he llegado. ¿Y qué les trajeron a venir a Venezuela, a Argentina?
Y estaba mejor la economía, la situación del país allá en Venezuela, estaba difícil.
¿Y cómo se ha cambiado la vida viniendo a Argentina?
Espectacular.
¿Está bien allá en Argentina?
Muy bien.
Ajá. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Nelson.
Nelson. Ah, sí. Por eso, la cocina Nelson. ¿Y qué tal tu arepa?
Espectacular, la mejor.
Voy a probar el tuyo. ¿Cuánto vale?
Bienvenido, 6.500.
6.500. Sí. Muy bien.
Pediste una arepa de reina pepiada, te va a encantar.
Ah, ya. There we go. The Venezuelans in Argentina hustling and bustling, selling their arepas. Right, check that out. Item number 2 on the evening. A Venezuelan arepa. I haven't had one of these for quite a while. Since last time we were up in Colombia. All the Venezuelans up in Colombia. That was last time we had an arepa. An absolute sweet deal of a pita / sandwich. Maize meal, maize corn, maize flour is the word that I'm looking for. With shredded meat, beans, fried plantain, cheese, and I hope we have a little bit of the guacamole in there as well. This is absolutely stunning. Now, let's find somewhere to sit down and have a dig into this. Oh my god, this is gonna be beautiful. Right, so I found a place to sit down. Now, I am well excited to dive into this. Check this out. We have those beans, we have the shredded meat, we have the cheese, we have the plantains. Oh my god, this looks spectacular. Now let's dive in. Oh yeah. Oh, that's great. That is spectacular. Oh my god. This is enough argument for me to never hate Venezuelan immigrants ever in my life. Who can dislike Venezuelans with this type of a sandwich? Absolutely spectacular. Best sandwich in the world by far. But there's one nation here though that I've been looking for all the time. It's those Paraguayos. Where are those Paraguayans? The chipa, the sopa paraguayo. Where is it? There's Bolivia, there's Peru, there's Croatia, there's South Korea. We've got even India over here. But where the hell is Paraguay? There's so many Paraguayans. It is, I think, the second most after Bolivians, the second biggest ethnicity within Argentina. But where are they? They're not present at all. Is it just because basically the Paraguayans eat sopa paraguayo and chipa and asado? That's all they eat? What's going on over here? I hear something about sangria. Let's go ahead and see what that's about. Degustación de sangria.
Exacto.
¿Qué son las chicas de como en trajes?
Que nos cuenten ellas de dónde son, quiénes son, por qué están acá. A ver, por acá vamos a hablar. No es de acá, ¿de dónde sos?
De Dinamarca.
De Dinamarca. Él nos está preguntando por qué están acá, quiénes son. ¿Alguien se quiere presentar? Hola, mi nombre es Cristal y nosotros somos reina de la primavera Mendoza.
De Mendoza ciudad.
Sí.
¿Y de dónde son ustedes de descendencia?
Descendencia española.
Española.
Descendencia italiana.
Italiana y española. ¿Y de cuántas generaciones atrás? ¿Se sienten hoy en día más español, italiano o argentino?
Argentina.
Argentina. Más asado que...
Sí, asado, empanada.
Más que paella.
No, me siento así.
Excelente.
Sebastián, vení por acá.
¿Tú igual eres de Andalucía?
Asociación de entidades españolas y, por ejemplo, en este tipo de actividades que incluir al resto de las
¿Y qué tantos tiempos del mes, del año se hace esta feria?
Así que bueno,
Esta feria se hace solamente en 3 días en el mes de octubre por el Día del Inmigrante.
¿Y cómo es la situación hoy en día acá en Argentina? Porque te pregunto porque como de donde yo soy,
Sí,
Europa,
sí.
está creciendo el escepticismo sobre inmigración.
Ajá.
¿Cómo es en Argentina?
No parece tan feo, es lindo para nosotros. En realidad, lo que nosotros actualmente estamos viviendo con la economía argentina es que todos los jóvenes están yendo para allá, para tu región, para
Ajá.
España, Italia. Y tenemos también muchas personas que están llegando acá, Venezuela, Colombia, también por la realidad que ellos están viviendo en su país. Pero no lo tomamos a mal, está todo bien.
So like she was just saying there, the lady, with that whole organization from Andalusia in Spain. Argentina literally has such a rich history of immigration that they have a day of the immigrant, a national holiday, a national day that marks the history and the impact that immigration has done to this country. And as you can hear, most people here seem to still think that Argentina is a country that is welcoming to immigrants, welcoming to new flavors and new personalities and new cultures from outside. As a person that has lived in quite a few countries over the last decade, I can certainly attest to that. I've only met friendly people here in Argentina, only met people who are interested in where you're from, interested to learn about one's history, and interested to learn about my culture, where I'm from, what I can bring to Argentina. Time for a little break, a little beer break in between all the food. To honor the German heritage here in Argentina. From this beer house over there, it's called Stärke, a good German name, if I'm not mistaken. I think it means strong, and this beer is very strong. I've ordered a dark porter with some spectacular coffee notes, caramel notes, chocolate notes. It is wonderful. Not much gas, almost like a Guinness, but the taste is much, much better. Sorry to all the Irish brothers out there. Cheers to the German heritage. Cheers to all the immigrants, all the beautiful heritage, all the beautiful diversity that they all bring here to Argentina. Favorite Argentina. Cheers. That's what it is. Cheers to Argentina and cheers to immigration. Darwin Núñez, Luis Suárez,
Ay, sí, ese me encanta.
Cavani.
Ese me encanta porque muerde.
Ah, sí, muerde todo.
¿De apasionado qué?
Muerde la empanada y
Todo.
muerde
Todos los jugadores.
el italiano.
No, bueno, vos sos joven. Enzo Francescoli. ¡Guau!
Ah, eso no conozco.
Lo conocés, buscalo. Enzo Francescoli.
El primero que conozco de los nuevos de Diego Forlán.
Ah, el Forlán, sí.
El Diego Forlán.
Sí.
Luego Luis Suárez, luego Cavani,
Exacto.
luego ahora Darwin Núñez.
Conocés más que yo.
Con grande selección de los nueves. Delanteros siempre hay en Uruguay.
¿Y a vos te gusta el fútbol?
Me encanta.
¿Y jugás?
Claro.
Vos sabés que si yo hubiese sido varón, hubiese sido buenísimo.
Ajá.
Porque me encanta.
Claro.
Me encanta jugar a la pelota. Gracias. Que disfrutes. Y que
Gracias.
te encante.
So we got ourselves a bunch of empanadas, which are these pastries, South American pastries, but these ones specifically a Uruguayan empanada. Got ourselves a whole bunch with a bit of mixed beef, chicken and pork. And as well, we got ourselves a little red wine. Let's dive in, first of all, to this Uruguayan empanada. Now that's good. This empanada is fried. You have empanadas both made in the oven and fried empanadas. This one, particularly here, is fried. Very creamy. Seems like I've touched a beef one here. Standard ground beef, stuffed with a bunch of herbs and a good load of garlic and a bit of cheese, it seems like, as well. Quite creamy, lovely. Our last little return to home, return to what has come to Argentina, particularly from the Italian and from the French and from the Spanish. The wine, the red wine, the famous Malbec of Argentina. And with that, we'll rinse down this beautiful venture down the road of Argentinian immigration and the food of Argentina. And now that we've tasted the food of the immigrants in Argentina, tomorrow we'll go ahead and explore what they actually do in their daily lives here. All the Bolivians, the Colombians, the Venezuelans. What is their daily lives like? We'll go ahead and explore that tomorrow. So we've come to this place called Mercado Guaymallen. Check it out. This is basically a massive equivalent to what we know in Europe and in the US as a big warehouse for greens and vegetables and fruits and also beef. It's basically, think of it as your Walmart or your Carrefour warehouse from where everything is distributed. The difference here in Argentina is that these kind of warehouses are also open markets to the public. So you can come here, if you have a little kiosk around in the city, and buy yourself kilos and kilos of tomatoes and onions and all sorts of fruits and vegetables, as well as you can just come here to buy for your house consumption back home for your dinner tonight. So let's go ahead and check this out. And like most of these warehouses from Walmart or Carrefour, or your main supermarket channel back in Europe or in the US or Canada or wherever, this is also a place where lots of immigrants start out when they first come to a country. They work in these types of warehouses, producing, selling, or distributing fruits and vegetables, and build their business up from there, or build their new life up from there. Like these ladies over here look distinctly Bolivian, and they're selling bananas. El mercado aquí es como tanto para distribución a kioscos, a tiendas
a negocios más chicos, sí.
Y a consumo local
Y
para,
a consumo
para
propio,
personal igual.
O sea, por pocas cantidades.
Sí, de ambos.
¿Para dónde va eso?
¿Para dónde? Para YouTube.
Ahí está.
Okay, they're gonna give me a banana.
Esto es banana bolita, más dulce.
Este.
Esto es más dulce, banana
ok.
bolita. Puede tener el paraguayo, que es lo mismo, pero diferente.
Más chiquitito.
Sí.
¿Y este plátano viene de dónde?
Y esto viene de Bolivia.
¿De Bolivia?
Ajá, y
ok.
después esta viene de Paraguay.
Ok.
Y no tenía aquí de Ecuador.
De Ecuador, Bolivia, Paraguay, de todos lados.
Y tenés también de Brasil.
Okay. Nice lads there. Gave me a bunch of bananas. Just for my little breakfast snack here as I'm in the market. I was asking him where could I find some juice. Because that is what I think about when I think about Colombia. Oh. When I think about Venezuela, when I think about Colombia, Bolivia, Peru, Paraguay. It's all about organic juices. What are these guys doing? I don't know what he's talking about. I think he's talking with someone, showing him. But I think he said in this road here, there's like, so you have these walking pedestrian kind of streets, the layout, and then you have these driving streets in here, where you can see people unloading. There's another portable clothing store. Hola, vende mucho ropa así. Una tienda portable. De todo, ropa de portero, mochilas y todo. Ah, ya. ¿Y se vende mucho?
Algo se vende.
¿Se vende bien? ¿Cuántos años llevas haciendo eso?
6 años por ahí.
6 años. ¿Y es buen negocio?
Sí, por lo menos me va bien, gracias a Dios.
Muy bien. Ten buen día, suerte. What is this lady selling? ¿Qué vende?
Juguito de maní.
¿De maní?
Maní,
¿A cuánto sale?
500 el vasito.
¿Se puede pagar con Mercado Pago? ¿O solo de efectivo?
¿Usted no tiene mercado pago? No, porque no tengo teléfono.
Ah, no,
Efectivo, sí.
no he llevado efectivo, solo tengo Mercado Pago.
Ahí pregunta, a ver, ¿quieres probar?
Sí, por favor.
Sí,
¿Es de Bolivia?
claro.
¿Usted es boliviana?
Así.
Jugo de maní, nunca he probado.
¿Está rico, viste?
He pasado bastante tiempo en Bolivia, pero nunca he visto jugo de maní.
No.
Me parece un poco los duraznos.
Honduras, ¿no?
Sí, ¿no?
Ah, sí.
¿Y
No.
cuántos años llevas acá?
No. Este es más diferente. El durazno no se trabaja mucho, se trabaja mucho.
Sí.
Hay que hervirlo mucho.
Aquí, hervido mucho, es como sopa de maní igual. Pero en jugo.
Sí, ese es el aceite del maní.
Aceite de maní, básicamente. Ah.
No, pero es jugo. Pero lo que vos ves, viste, brilla.
Sí,
lo que
sí, sí.
brilla es el
Es
aceite.
como un aceite, sí.
Ah, el aceite del maní mismo que sale.
¿Y cuántos años lleva en Argentina?
50 años,
50 años. Wow. Desde joven has venido acá.
jovencita.
¿Y qué les trajeron acá? Me imagino que viniste con tu familia.
El destino.
El destino.
El destino me trae hasta acá.
¿Cómo ha sido establecerse con la familia acá en Argentina? ¿Ha sido fácil? ¿Ha sido difícil?
Difícil.
¿Difícil?
Primeros días difícil. Se pelea mucho.
¿Con quién?
Mucha lucha con la vida.
Ah, ya, para establecerse económicamente.
Claro.
Pero es mejor acá que en Bolivia,
No,
la
igual,
economía.
Allá, acá igual es.
Iguales.
Ajá. ¿Lo querés? Por allá va al mercado pago y ahí te...
Claro, vamos, compramos.
Allá recibe mercado pago, ahí recibe mercado pago.
Okay. So in Argentina, they use this thing called Mercado Pago to pay for basically everything. So you put the name into this, like a little alias,
that every single shop has. And it comes up like this. And you just click here and you put in 500. ¿Cuánto era? 500? You just put in here, so 500. And you press continue. And then transfer the money. And there we go. The money is at his account. And he'll pass the money to the lady here. There we go. Muchas gracias. ¿Cómo era tu nombre? Silvia. A good Bolivian name. Gracias. Ten mucha suerte igual. Right, so we found our juice. Not the juice I was expecting to find. I was expecting to find an orange juice or something like that. But this is a juice that I have never tried before. A peanut juice. Basically the oil from peanuts made into a kind of a juice. And yeah, this lady is just walking around here selling, just like that lady behind me there that we just walked past. A Bolivian lady, of course. Hola. A Bolivian lady, of course. She said this is classic in Bolivia. I have to say, I've never tried a peanut soup anywhere in Bolivia. But yeah, as you see, there's a lot of these little... This lady seems to be selling donuts. And over here, coffee or something, I think, this lady. So there's a bunch of little vendors that walk around to keep everybody hydrated and full. And then outside we also have a section of restaurants and so on. And as you can see, she's from Bolivia, had been living here in Argentina for 50 years. And those guys that helped us pay the lady, they were from Bolivian parents, Bolivian descendancy. Yeah, check it out. And out here we've got all sorts of other stuff, like more typical kiosks, where we have a little bit of everything. We've got your pet store there with food for your dogs and cats, and all sorts of little traditional little Argentinian kiosk slash supermarket in there. All sorts of stuff here. The little microcosm of Argentina. I think we might even want to try and find some food with all the Bolivians here. I'm feeling interested in trying some of that delicious Bolivian food. Maybe a sopa de maní, now that we've had a juice of maní. Or maybe a fricassé, Bolivia's best soup. Let's see what we can find. We have been served absolutely stunning food here. Classic Bolivian fricassé, this spicy red hot broth, not super spicy but hits the spot. We've got this ají picante in here, we've got the paprika, that's all the red spice that makes it so fiery. And then we've got all this choclo here, which is basically massive big Andean corn, and the famous Andean chuño, the potato. It is kind of like a potato that's been sun-dried for ages up in the Andean mountains. It's rock hard, but you boil it with the peanuts and you get this soft potato-like consistency to it, this texture. But man, have I been missing this type of food for a long time? I bet you the answer is yes. And let me not forget, Argentinians absolutely don't not like spicy. But here, as it is a proper Bolivian restaurant, we have yahua, the stunning best spicy sauce in the world, and let's give it a go. Does it live up to a proper Bolivian? Oh yeah. Wow. That has a solid kick to it. Whoa. That is spicy. That is well done. Woo. I need a little sip of my limonada there. And the second dish up is the beauty here, sarta de pollo, or picante de pollo as they also call it. This is absolutely spectacular as well. Again, we've got the chuño, we've got tomatoes, we've got onions, we've got peas, and we have got this exceptional chicken. As you see, the meat just comes right off the bone like that. Red, rosa, slightly rosa in the middle. It's basically like a stew.
and then served with the fresh cut tomatoes and cilantro, coriander at the end when you serve it. So you basically have this little touch of some Mexican kind of touch to it as well there with the tomatoes and the coriander. And there, this has just been boiling in a pot for a couple of hours. The chicken is absolutely spot on perfect. As you see, it just rips off the bones. We have this junior there again, a masterpiece, some would say, of Bolivian cuisine. Usually I'm not a big fan of it, but in this case, in these two dishes, the fricassee and the sarta, it is absolutely stunning because it has been boiled for long with this peanuts in there as well. So yeah, safe to say I'm enjoying this meal here. Provecho. When you're done shopping, you can get one of these guys. This is a taxi who basically brings all your shopping to wherever you want it to go. It brings it home for you if you don't have a car like these guys. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
¿Dónde estás? Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires? No, Dinamarca.
Dinamarca.
¿Tú? Mendoza.
San Juan.
San Juan. Ok, pero vives acá. Ah, ¿o estás trayendo cosas para San Juan?
Estoy trabajando acá.
Ah, ok. ¿Qué trabajas?
Hay que laburar.
Venta de vino,
Sí.
gaseosas.
Sí, el puesto cero.
Ah, ok, ok. ¿No hay alguien acá que viene como licuados?
Sí, ahí está, mire. Allá. La chica.
Directo, ahí adentro.
directo.
Ok, gracias.
Nos vemos, que te vaya bien.
So this guy is saying that I think they have what I'm looking for. Exactly. This is exactly what I'm looking for here. A lady that sells juice. Hola. Vende licuados. ¿Cuánto sale un jugo? 2.500. Uno, por favor.
Jugo de naranja, 1500.
Jugo de naranja, sí, eso sí. Por favor, es lo mejor. So it's the same thing here. She's got her little shop store. Sandwiches and pastries and little other sandwiches and coffee. And you just put this name here, you put that in the application we saw before. Boom, the money goes to her. They're calling me in here. ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué haces acá?
Where are you from?
Denmark. Denmark.
Es lo único que se sabe.
Dinamarca.
Sí.
And where are you from?
Argentine.
Born and raised. Mendoza
Mendoza, Argentina.
or somewhere else?
Argentina.
Or Buenos Aires or Salta, Córdoba. Where are you from? Mendoza.
Mendoza,
Mendocino. Oh,
The
okay.
best.
The best city in Argentina.
Yes.
Absolutely. What's your best sausage?
¿Ah?
What's your best salami?
7.290.
No, de hace cuántos años. Pará. Tu cuenta.
PilgArt,
Instagram.
PilgArt Explores.
Así es él todos los días. Habla y no
Habla y no hace nada. Bueno, voy a coger mi jugo. Gracias, hasta luego. Those guys were funny, practicing their English. Let's get our juice now. There we go. We found our juice. A fresh pressed orange juice. The Rolls Royce of juices. Absolutely stunning. I've already finished almost half of it. Here's the deal with immigration for me. Immigration is an absolute necessity, but the key to immigration starts way before you become negative towards immigrants themselves. It starts with the incentive system of one's own government. If the incentive system is to just live by the hand of the government, then you will attract immigration that lives by the hand of the government. If you have an incentive system, just like Milei is establishing in the country here in Argentina nowadays, you will find immigration coming here, just like those Bolivians that came way before Milei and way before the system here in Argentina started to slide to a system where you live by the hand of the government. They came here knowing full well that if you want to come here, you must work. But if you do work, good things will come to you. And this is the key, as far as I'm concerned, to immigration. Create an incentive system that works for everybody, and you will attract the talent that you want. You don't hear anybody in United Arab Emirates or in Malaysia, countries like these, complaining about immigration because the incentive system in those countries work. And with that said, I'll finish my juice and I'll see you when I see you.